Alright, so today I wanted to share a fix for the Huion K20 key dial, though this may work with other Huion keypads. I'm not, or key dials. I'm not sure which model specifically, but if it has this little thing here, I imagine the mechanism is the same. So the issue in question, mine doesn't have the issue anymore because I fixed it, but basically if you have your dial set to, I don't know, zoom in, zoom out, rotate, whatever, you'll find that when you go to rotate it, it will basically jitter back and forth between the two directions. So as you can see with mine, I can rotate it clockwise, the canvas rotates clockwise as it's supposed to. And same thing with counterclockwise. The issue you'll run into is if you go to rotate clockwise, especially if you do it too fast, it will counter rotate. And same thing with zooming in and out, you'll rotate it to zoom in and it will zoom in and out quickly because it's registering the rotation as being clockwise and counterclockwise, like back and forth a bunch of times. So I had this issue and I thought my unit was busted and I needed to return it for a new one, but it turns out this is actually a very simple fix. You don't even really need any tools. I use this right here. It's a little iFixit pin, but you could use a paper clip. Honestly, anything that's got a really thin but somewhat sturdy narrow point like this, a toothpick would even work. So all you need to do, it will take some delicate hands, but if you're comfortable taking the device apart, then it's not so bad. So all you need to do is either use fingernails or a guitar pick or something to get into this seam here. And the unit will actually just come apart. You can also use a flathead screwdriver, a very small one, if you have it. Okay. Don't want to chip my teeth, but you know, gotta get it out somehow. And you only need to pop one part of it. This was a lot easier yesterday. There we go. Just pop it. Might feel a little bit like you're gonna break it, but don't worry. You just pop one corner, and then you can slide your fingernail or toothpick, or not toothpick, guitar pick, up the side, and it will pop the rest of the clips out. And there will be one piece, at least on this model, that falls out, but don't worry, that's normal. There, this guy. This will fall out. I don't know if you really saw that. Boom. Okay, pop that loose. Now you got the dial here. Same thing. You're just going to gently pop that off. Now you'll get this little rubber piece. And there should be a third piece that fell out of button. It probably fell. There it is. Yep. Little button. Okay. So the issue here is underneath this. This is the actual, like, well, the mechanisms live underneath this plastic piece. So this is just another piece you want to pop off very carefully. Come on. I know it's a little scary using this while it's turned on, but it's all low voltage, so I'm not really afraid of my skin shorting it at all. Okay, so what you got here is you have this metal pad here. This is all fixed. There's no rotating stuff. There's a little button there, but just Try not to touch it too much. And you have all these little metal contact pads. And this wheel has, as you can see, little, it's kind of hard to see, but little raised metal pads. And what happens is these points make contact with this as it rotates, and that's basically how it determines which direction you're spinning. And when you're rotating this and it's like going both directions, it's because it's not making good contact. So you can take your tool, your toothpick, whatever, and you just stick it underneath these. Here, let me actually change this here. You stick it underneath these pads here, and oh yeah, this will pop up. But there are little plastic like nibs that will keep it in place, so you can just hold it with your finger. And you just take your tool and you just bend them up. You just bend them up until they are, see how this one is raised like that? From the factory, it might be lower like this, right? But you just want to raise them up. That way, this point of the metal makes stronger contact with this point over here. So yeah, you just prime up, bend them up, and then when you're done, very gently, you know, you make sure that this pad is back in line with all the 3 plastic points. It's hard to see, and they won't snap in completely, so don't waste your time trying to, you know, get it to click into place, because it won't. Just kind of press it in until, you know, you might need to use a flashlight or something. But you'll be able to see that it's centered like it was before. And then once that's done, you can snap it back into place. And just to prevent this little piece, the metal piece, from falling out of the disc, you can hold it upright like that and hold the keypad upside down and snap it into place like this. Okay. And you can test it. See, mine, it's not rotating, so that means I'm off center. So we'll try again. No big deal. Looks centered. Oh, okay. Let's try it again. There we go. Took a little tug, but it's still rotating. And it's working. So now you just do everything backwards. You'll take this piece and this piece right here. Actually, this goes in first. The black into the black, and then, oops. Good enough. It actually sits on top. Stick the rubber piece within the center. And just make sure it's, you know, kind of centered. And you just kind of snap it on there. There we go. This is for the light. It's just a lighting diffuser. And I believe it fits on with the L down, like that. And then you just stick this back on. This might be another one of those things where it's easier to just put it into the shell and take the circuit board upside down. And just snap it shut. Now it's all back together. And you should be good to go.